What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today's my day off. I have a few in a row. I actually haven't been really working this week because I have a basic arrhythmia class that I've been going to. All of us have to take it to work on our unit, and it's actually been kind of a nice break, just kind of going to class every day. It makes me have like PTSD for nursing school, but at least it's just like one subject and one bit of information that I need to remember. And now I have a couple days off until I go back on Monday to take the exam. And they actually take it like super seriously. I have to get an 80 to pass, and it's like kind of hard. So I'll probably be studying this weekend for that. I remember some arrhythmia stuff from nursing school, but we don't use it that much on L&D, so definitely something I had to like refresh myself on. A big focus for me for my days off, I don't know if any of you feel this way, but one of the nice things about being a nurse is that you get 4 days off, 3 days on. And we all know that those 3 days are like enough to fill up a full week of work. It's like not any less than working a normal job. You just do it in 3 days instead of 5. But the one thing I've been struggling with is like how to best use my time off. And I was finding it really hard to like get myself into a routine when I would have my days off, because the day after a shift I felt just really tired and like needing to kind of recuperate from the shift, and I would end up like scrolling on my phone a lot and then watching TV and spending a lot of time like being like, what should I do? Like, what do I like? Like, what makes me happy? Like, what am I gonna do with my time off to just feel, honestly, like just feel happier? I have been struggling a little bit at work, and I'll talk to you guys a little bit about that later on. Just give you an update on how I'm feeling about L&D and starting my first nursing job. But you know, I really want to focus on finding some fulfillment and like happiness outside of work, and not feeling like my days off are spent scrolling on my phone and just doing nothing. And sometimes it's nice to just scroll or watch TV, like don't get me wrong, I still do that, but I just want to find a way to have just more of a life. I don't know. And especially when my friends aren't off the same time I am. Sean isn't off the same times that I am. So I'm kind of solo on a lot of days off because everyone else is working. So what I did was I took out my iPad, I opened up a new note, and I started writing a list of everything that makes me happy, from the littlest thing to like a big thing. So drinking a latte in the morning, spending time with Olive, spending time with Sean, going to a yoga class, moving my body in some way during the day, traveling. I think the focus of my days off, I'm gonna pick at least one thing from the happiness list and try to do that. And I just hope that that kind of helps me find like a routine and some joy in between like working. I just got done with my workout. I am definitely not one of those people that looks cute after the gym. I definitely get like really tomato faced. I just get super red in like my cheeks. You know, it'll stay like that for the next like 30 minutes. But I did my 12-3-30, and then this is one of those like rare times where I felt a little more motivated. So I did like a short arm circuit. And now I'm gonna go get a smoothie bowl because it wouldn't be a day off without a smoothie bowl, especially while the weather is still good in Pittsburgh. I still eat them in the winter, but I just can't resist when it's a nice day out. Got back from taking Olive for a little walk, and I thought it would be a good time while I get ready just to talk about like how nursing has been going and my new job and getting off orientation. So I've been off orientation now for I think like about a month, and my orientation was 3 months, a little longer, and honestly I had the best preceptors, and when I was on orientation, I felt really, really good. I think just having that safety net there always made me feel confident, like I had someone to ask questions to, and I knew that in any situation, I was gonna have backup, if that makes sense. When I first got off orientation, I had a couple like really, really hard shifts in a row. I feel like that happens to everybody. Like you go through orientation and everything's fine, and then you just get these like really hard shifts, and it was super discouraging. I just remember being like really scared of making a mistake and just feeling like, what did I get myself into? I would cry a lot before going into work, and I've been really hesitant to like share any of that just because I don't want to be super negative or scare anybody like about nursing. And you know, I think we all know that bedside nursing is really difficult and has its own issues. I've just felt this like kind of guilt for not like fully loving it, if that makes sense. And there are days where I come home and I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe that I get to do this, and it was like such a great day. And so it definitely ebbs and flows in a way that's like makes it hard for me to understand how I feel about it. And I think because I decided to change my career, I felt just like a lot of pressure to love this job. And labor and delivery is like what I really like to do. I don't think I would want another specialty. Like I don't think it's a specialty issue. And don't get me wrong, I really do like it. I just think I was expecting this to be, I was putting too much pressure on this job to be like my dream job, and like, oh, I left advertising, I worked so hard in nursing school, and now I get my dream job. And I felt like guilty for wanting to leave bedside like already, and when I barely even started. And that feeling has calmed down a bit. I definitely have discovered that bedside nursing is not going to be for me long term. I originally thought I might go back to school to be a midwife, and I just do not think that that is a good idea for me. I don't want to miss holidays with my family. I hate working nights. I don't mind the weekends so much, that doesn't really bother me. But like there are aspects of nursing that, I mean, not to mention like working for a hospital, which are big corporations and bad staffing ratios and situations you get put in that are not ideal and like all that, you know? I just don't think I want to do it long term, and I think I was putting so much pressure on myself for this to be like an amazing job, and I'm always looking to like the next thing. So I've kind of reframed it at this point, and I am just trying to focus on right now. I am in this job. I really like it. I'm learning a lot. There are some days that are hard and I cry, and there's some days that are amazing. But at the end of the day, the reason I want to stay at this job at least for a year is to gain some experience, to really dig into my clinical skills and just show myself that I can do it. And I feel if you would have asked me like a month ago, I would have been like, I'm miserable and scared and I don't know like what I want to do and what I'm doing here. It's definitely gotten better and I'm much more confident. It didn't really take that long for me to feel more confident on my own. And you know, some people say like it took them like a year to feel good, you know, and I still have my days, my moments, my patients where I'm like, what the hell am I doing here? Why am I putting myself through this? But, you know, for the most part, I feel much more like in control, which is helpful for me. That's kind of where I am at, and I just really wanted to be honest and not just show like all the happy sides of nursing. I feel like it's not always gonna be great, especially in a profession that is just hard. And in today's world in nursing, we are short-staffed, and you know, I personally don't think nurses get paid enough, and you know, or shown the proper respect for what we do. But I'm just kind of navigating all of that and also figuring out how to work like on a staff and with other nurses and accept the inner workings of a hospital. And that has been new for me too, especially because I came from a place where my company had a small team and I knew everybody and had a really direct connection to my boss. And I kind of miss that sometimes. My camera died, so I'm filming this on my phone now because I've got to go and I want to wrap up this conversation. But I hope I explained myself well. It's such a like nuanced feeling that I'm having that I don't want to make like big sweeping statements. I think it's just one of those normal things when you start out in nursing that it feels just like uncomfortable sometimes, and I'm just still getting used to that and figuring out how I feel and figuring out where I want to go next. And it's scary for me to not know where I want to go next because I usually have a plan and I don't. So I'm kind of surrendering to the day by day and just taking things as they come. I hope that makes sense. And if you're struggling as a new nurse or even as someone who's been a nurse, I just want you to know that you're not alone, and this is really hard sometimes, and there's a lot of people who feel the same way, and that all you can do is take it day by day. Let me know down below if you have any questions about my job or nursing or being a new grad or anything like that. Anything you want to know. I'll try my best to answer any questions. All right, I'm gonna finish getting ready and head out for dinner.